I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for Thursday, May the 5th. We're broadcasting live on BCTV, Microsoft Teams live event, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. At this time, I'd like to recognize my Executive Assistant, Anne Marie Grill. Anne Marie.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by the limitations of the platform being used: Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meetings and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Anne Marie. We'll begin as we always do with a moment of silence followed by a pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any additions or corrections for the April 28th Commissioner meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have two executive sessions. One yesterday morning dealing with personnel, and one yesterday afternoon dealing with security, personnel, litigation, contract negotiations, and real estate. Is there any public comment on specific agenda items?
No, there are not.
We'll move into the agenda. Item 1, enactment of a county ordinance. An ordinance of the County of Berks prohibiting hunting and discharge of firearms on county-owned properties and providing penalties for the violation of the same. The ordinance prohibits hunting and related activities and trespassing on property owned by the County of Berks, except where specifically authorized by the county, and establishes fines of up to $300 per violation and expulsion from county-owned properties. Item 2, authorizing. Under that, Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2021 budget transfers in the amount of $784,868 and 2021 appropriations in the amount of $791,312 and 2022 appropriations in the amount of $30,400 per listing dated April the 29th of 2022. There are several items under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the appointment of Benita Jo Smith to Fiscal Manager, Children and Youth Services. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Frank Cardo from Probation Officer 3 to Assistant Chief Adult Probation. And item 3, authorize the appointment of Elizabeth Ernst to Interim Director of Nursing, Berksheim Nursing Administration. One item under purchasing, adopt a resolution authorizing the award and the Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute a 2-year contract as a result of a request for proposal for business services for the Pennsylvania Career Link Berks County as follows. Educational data systems out of Dearborn, Michigan, total not to exceed $404,693 for fiscal year July 1 of 2022 through June 30th of 2023. There are several items listed under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Child Welfare Education for Leadership program between the County of Berks, Caitlin Marie Harker, an employee of Berks County Children and Youth Services and the University of Pittsburgh of the Commonwealth System of Higher Education, to participate in a graduate level social work program outlined in Title 4B, Part 1 of the Commonwealth's Child and Family Services Plan. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing Brian Gottschall, Director of the Berks County Department of Emergency Services, to electronically submit an application for the Hazardous Material Emergency Preparedness Fund grant for federal fiscal years 2023 through 2025 for projects totaling $72,539. This grant requires a 20% county match, which brings the grant portion total to $58,031.20. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute an agreement of sale between J.S. Baller and Teresa A. Baller as sellers and the County of Berks as purchaser to a right-of-way and a slope easement relating to the Spring Valley Road Ebling Memorial Bridge replacement project over Bernhardt's Creek, Muhlenberg Township. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the attached listing dated May the 2nd of 2022. There are a total of 15 contracts, 1 with the Area Agency on Aging, 1 with CareerLink, 4 with Children and Youth Services, 2 with Facilities and Operations, 1 with Information Systems, 4 with Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities, 1 with Purchasing, and 1 with the Sheriff's Department. Item 4, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers as set forth on the Controller's Office voucher listing dated May the 5th of 2022. Item 5, a motion to authorize execution of employee payroll disbursements dated May 10th of 2022. Item 6, a motion to authorize execution of tax collector payroll payments dated May 13th of 2022.
Motion to approve the agenda is presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to reports, and we'll begin with our county treasurer, Dennis Adams. In his absence, we have the deputy, Linda Weaver. Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an opening balance of $231,598,730.61. We have a balance to clear of $2,525,304.02, leaving us with a balance of $229,073,426.59.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And at this time, I'd like to recognize Grozna Nikiel. She is sitting in for our county controller with the controller's report. Grozna.
Good morning, commissioners.
Good morning.
Total disbursements for May 5th of 2022 amounted to $4,360,957.81. That was the total payment register. But the cash disbursement were $4,332,444.26. And we also received authorization to process payroll for employees on May 10th in the amount of $4,554,518.73, and for tax collectors for May 13th in the amount of $99,806.26.
Thank you very much, Grozna. We'll move now to our Chief Administrative Officer, Ron Seaman.
Thank you, Commissioner Lineback. I have nothing to report at this time.
And with that, we will move to Commissioner's reports, and we'll begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Yes, thank you very much, Commissioner Lineback. A few things I want to touch on today. This Saturday is the Be a Hero event from the Children's Home of Reading. So if you are available, please feel free to attend. It is at the Miller Center for the Arts at RAC, and there will be a parade of heroes, and there'll be events, so there'll be entertainment, the Philadelphia Avengers will be there, there'll be special guests, there'll be inflatables. So it's an event for the whole family. So if you are available, please go and support this event on Saturday at RAC. Also wanted to let you know that this past Friday, we had the Spring Municipal Officials Breakfast, in which the county commissioners updated the municipal officials, and it was at the Colebrookdale Railroad. We had a great morning there sharing with our local municipal officials. I also want to take a moment to congratulate those who are graduating from RAC tomorrow. Tomorrow is their commencement, so congratulations to all of those who have dedicated their time and efforts to reach tomorrow. So it says it's not the end, it's just the beginning, but I do want to congratulate you for your efforts, and also want to thank RAC for the great job that they're doing here in our community. There's one other issue I want to address, and I've been receiving calls and emails about it, and it's in reference to the drop boxes. Specifically in reference to unsecured drop boxes that are throughout the county. So I spoke with the solicitor for election services this morning, and asked him if he was aware of any unsecured drop boxes throughout the county, and his reply was no. The county does have 2 secure drop boxes. So I did ask Cody if he could just talk a little bit about how these drop boxes are secured, because unsecured drop boxes are completely different from secured drop boxes. So Cody, if you could just go a little bit about how the two drop boxes that the county has are secured.
Absolutely, and good morning, commissioners. So
Good morning.
Commissioner, as you alluded to, we do have 2 secured drop boxes. One here in the Services Center and also one out at the Ag Center. Both of the drop boxes, of course, are in secure county buildings here in the Services Center and at the Ag Center. Both drop boxes are monitored by deputy sheriffs, and they are secured by double locking mechanisms. So when the drop boxes are in use, meaning when they are open to the public to put a ballot into the drop boxes, they are, again, fully monitored by deputy sheriffs. When the drop boxes are not in use, i.e. not open to the public to put a ballot in there, they are fully secured. And again, that security is a double locking mechanism. Each time the ballots are retrieved from the drop boxes, they are counted and they are logged. The drop boxes utilize security seals to ensure that they have not otherwise been tampered with. And again, when the drop boxes are open to retrieve the ballots from, that is a double locking mechanism, i.e. I believe the deputy sheriffs have one key, and then the individuals from the county have another key, so it cannot be opened by just one individual. So overall, the process is secure, and that has been our goal all along with the drop boxes, which is why we have 2 of them. But again, we wanted to make sure that we weren't focused on the number of drop boxes, but rather making sure what we did have is secure and our process is secure.
And also, Cody, just to confirm, the sheriffs are there to verify that one person puts in one ballot unless they have an affidavit to put in someone else's ballot as well. So there is someone there making sure that ballot harvesting is not going on. Something else I asked for information from our elections department is, in the last election, I asked how many mail-in ballots were issued or received, and there were 16,240 mail-in or absentee ballots returned to the county. Out of those, 2,761 were returned through the drop boxes. So in other words, you had around 13,500 that were actually put in through the one of the mailboxes, a block or 2 blocks from your home. So if there is a concern with that, the concern would be more with the U.S. Postal Service boxes than with the county drop boxes, because the county drop boxes, as Cody mentioned, are secured. You can only put in one at a time. When there's a sheriff there at the drop boxes, and they are closed when there's no one there watching them. So just wanted to clarify. And if someone does find an unsecured county drop box throughout the county, please do take a picture of it and send it to us with the address, because we do want to look into that. Because as far as we know, there are only 2 secured drop boxes and no unsecured drop boxes throughout the county. So I do want to make sure that we clarify the difference to what the county is and is not doing in reference to drop boxes. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or to Cody or to the elections offices, and we'd be more than happy to answer any questions for anyone. That's all I have. Commissioner Linebuck.
Thank you. Commissioner Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Lineback, and thank you, Commissioner Rivera, for the clarification on the actual legitimate drop boxes. Appreciate that. A couple of quick items. This past Tuesday, SOS Berks, your Opioids Coalition, had a very informative collaborative meeting virtually, and there's the value of virtual meetings. We met with representatives of York's Opioids Collaborative, Lehigh Valley St. Luke's Hospital, Dauphin County Hope Collaborative, Schuylkill Recovery Education Advocacy and Community Health, which is called REACH. It was very insightful learning about each coalition's accomplishments and challenges. We intend to continue this probably on a twice-a-year basis to really kind of share those things to really help us to combat the substance use disorder we're all subjected to and suffering through here in our community. So it was a real valuable 2-hour period of time. I believe every one of our co-chairs of our 6 separate committees were involved in that very well, including Justin Luce, who has taken the reins of the data committee. And data sounds a little blasé to some people, but it's really important to understand the data and what's behind it. So Justin, to his credit, is a real asset to our SOS Berks Opioids Coalition. Just wanted to point that out. 11 o'clock today, Microsoft Teams and in person as our election board, where we will be approving poll workers, as well as reviewing a layout of the website on election night. There are some enhancements that have been made by Paige Rigner to the election night results website. Last but not least, at 1 o'clock this afternoon, in person here in the 13th floor, is our steering committee for the Berks County Correctional Facility, which will be our first look as a steering committee at the website. We will look at that and approve or disapprove the process of the website, and that will be going up once there's final approval, probably in several weeks, as well as we will be recapping our visits to the correction centers in both Nashville, Tennessee, and Columbus, Ohio. We have pulled together our notes and our photographs, and we'll be reviewing what we learned from both of those facilities as we move forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart. Several items. First of all, I think most people are probably aware that the avian flu, the high pathogen avian flu, hit Berks County this week. The Jerglowitz duck farm was hit in Tilden. I know that's been on the news already. I want to encourage the public to understand that this is a very serious issue. Experts in the ag community and in the medical community are pointing to the possibility that the numbers here in 2022 may exceed the worst year for avian flu, which was, I believe, 1984. I've had some odd communications on social media regarding avian flu, and I want people to understand this occurs every migratory season, spring and fall. Avian flu is bird. is carried by birds and affects certain birds, but migrating geese in particular are carriers, but are not affected by the flu. And so it's during the migratory periods that this becomes a very serious issue. These flocks are flying overhead. They're landing in fields. They can impact a variety, impact the spread of the flu in a variety of ways. In preparation, every year, poultry facilities lock down to only essential workers, have very strict requirements, trucks driving through wash solutions on their tires before they go in to the secure biosecurity area. But with all of that, this particular strain is extremely contagious. So just be aware it's already impacting food prices, but also be aware it's not just about eggs and poultry meat. Here in Berks County and a number of other areas, there are laying operations that are specifically for science, more specifically for vaccines, flu vaccines. And there's some real serious concern that could be impacted. So as you see that, understand this is one of those things. Last night I was talking with some ag lenders from Tompkin Vist, and these are one of the things that farmers deal with that are beyond just weather challenges or government program challenges. This is something that impacts the industry, and there's a ready concern that it may affect the price of grain. I think up till this week, Pennsylvania, primarily Lancaster County, had already deflocked, which means euthanized over 3 million birds. This added 29,000 ducks to that number. And when you no longer have the birds, you don't have the demand for the grain, and that drives the price of grain down. It just has a lot of different effects. The second thing I wanted to point out, I was actually disappointed. No, I'm not going to tell a joke, but today is Cinco de Mayo. And so what is Cinco de Mayo? Well, Cinco is 5, day is of, and Mayo is May. It's the 5th of May. And the 5th of May in 1862, the country of Mexico defeated the French. And that was at the Battle of Puebla, and it was led by General Ignacio Zaragoza. So there, you've learned something about Cinco de Mayo. It's not just a Latin or Latino holiday. It's actually based in Mexican history. The last thing I want to do, I'm going to share my screen, and I want to encourage people between now and May 23rd to take the time to visit Colebrookdale Railroad's Facebook page and to remember to vote for the Colebrookdale Railroad. Now, here's how you do it. You go to the image where it says, make sure you vote today, Colebrookdale Railroad. You click on the image. I purposely didn't vote on this device yet. And you go down and you vote. You click vote, and we are currently ranked 1 out of 20 different tourist railroads in the United States. If you want to see those railroads that we're up against, the Durango-Silverton in Durango, Colorado, Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad in Ohio, and the Mount Washington Cog Railway, which I've ridden up Mount Washington. We want to be number 1. I believe last year we were number 2. Yes. We need your vote. So here's the deal. You can vote every day, and you can vote on every device. So this morning I voted on my iPhone. I voted on my iPad. I've now voted on my county computer, and when I get home, I'll vote on my home computer. So I can get 4 votes in, and if everybody here in our room and watching votes, we can keep Colebrookdale Railroad up at #1. We're proud of our railroad, and this is a way that you can help. I'm going to drop out of screen sharing and come back. Do we have any comments from our row officers? Hearing no comments there, I see that there's no public comment. There's nobody here in person for comment. Anything for the good of the order?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
The meeting stands adjourned.